Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be ready to go in just a few minutes here. Just gonna get everything set up, and yeah, you're right there, Banzai Kid, isn't it? It's like 3 times in a week. Absolutely unheard of. We've been doing really well. Really impressed. And I don't expect it to go on forever, of course. But that's fine. We've been able to gain some real nice progress, which is really good. It's been really good for us now. It's nice to be able to see the results a little bit sooner than we otherwise would have. So that's really nice. It keeps us going, keeps us thinking, and the war really moves on much, much faster like this. So that's awesome. Okay, I'm just going to get the game set up over here. Be 2 seconds. How are you guys doing anyway? It's good to see you again. I don't think I'll be able to finish your turn again in a night, but we'll see. I don't know if I'm bad mad. How you doing there, Joe? It's good to have you as always. What's up there, Munster? Hello there, Spore. Good to have you. There we go. We got the dream team assembled here. Absolute dream team. I believe in you. How you doing there, Roachy? So if you guys don't know about Roach, do out and check his channel out. Do out to check his channel out. Yeah, I said that in a weird way. There we go. You'll be happy to know, Roach, I've started painting some of my battle group figures. I've got about, well, 13 of them with the actual flesh on at the moment. About 9 of them have the actual fatigues, the actual uniform painted on. I've only gone with the one coat at the moment. I was waiting for that to dry, so I'll go back there, go over it with this second coat, and then I can actually get on to doing the booties and etc. and the helmet, so shouldn't take too long. It's very strange painting at 15mm, takes significantly less time. Okay. Be good to go in just a second here then, guys. There we go. So for those of you who are watching the replay, I'm recording this now, so hello, how are you doing there? There we go. I've skipped D&D to play this tonight, so just bear that in mind. I want you to recognise the sacrifice here. So I logged into my old account. Oh, G-Killer, how could you? Even if they are efficient, killing each other when not killing the allies. I'm proof to see HG, VING, and IGA is extremely efficient. I mean, this is it. We have a massive advantage in the fact that, well, we are a unified command structure, which is very good. It is a sacrifice. I'm rather aware of that. I'm actually going to be playing a Kenku monk. I really like Kenku. I don't know what it is, but I seem to identify with birds most of all. So that's really cool, then. Okay. So we'll give it another minute. Let me get a beer before I start. Okay, I'm going to wait for G-Killer to get a beer. I'm also going to drink a little bit of coffee. The weather isn't as ridiculously hot as it has been, so which is really nice. Well, it's Tengu in Pathfinder, but it's like Kenku in D&D. See, I'm hoping that we'll be able to play Pathfinder 2 in the future. I mean, we've got Pathfinder. I think we might be starting like a Pathfinder or Pathfinder 2 campaign soon. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at that. Welcome there, by the way, 4. And G-Killer is back with his beer, so there we go. We're all ready to go here. Okay, so we're looking for turn 20. Pack of wolves, okay. Now, does it mean not wear like a pack of wolves? Does it mean that the kid ties like a pack of wolves? See, the thing is with wolves and packs, it's like, it's usually like, well, I mean, like the wolf pack. Yeah, submarines, I hope it doesn't. It's gonna be submarines, isn't it? Just like wall-to-wall submarines here. But ideally, we'll be able to respond to that. We have taken steps to try and remove ourselves from the situation. We do have the float planes. Well, we do have more float planes actually running SW, so we'll be able to see here. Yeah, last in Mark 14 at least when it works. Okay, here we go, guys. Are your seatbelts buckled up? Because I get ready to ride Seabiscuit. Okay. Ah, well, we've got that base there, that's fine. Doesn't mean too terribly much, but I don't have to do very much. Okay, so submarines. We are seeing something over here by Jolo, so I wonder what he's doing over there at Bal Island. He might be moving supply, but we'll see here. How you doing there, Seeker? Welcome to the stream, my man. Good to have you on board. Right, yeah. So I did send destroyers to go merge with them. We are seeing submarines over there to the north by Toyohara. Seawolf over here is okay. That's 3 submarines alone, though, as far as I can tell, just off the coast of Miri. It's good news that we did actually send patrol boats to the area, so that's good news. There's a lot of ships here. I need to do this. I need to deal with that. Okay, they've merged. Pretty good. It looks like that submarine did move away. Submarine here, submarine here. Thankfully, looks like the destroyer did arrive to meet up with the actual oiler there to Largo. Otherwise, that could have been really rather bad. I didn't know there was a submarine there, but we'll see. Okay, so we're still seeing ships out there at Port Moresby. Doesn't look as if they've gone into the actual port as such. Yep, I'm recording here as well. Ah, here we go. So we've arrived at Malado. Now, I don't know how strong the garrison is here, so this is really unbeknownst to us, really. I do biplanes. Good to have you as always. Yeah, THG's been putting out all the stops lately. Okay. Don't know what's going to be there at Malado. I've got to hope for the best. It's definitely Dutch. Okay, so 23 are lost during the unloading. Doesn't seem too bad. We've been able to land by it. It might be like some sort of base force, but ideally that will take him off our tracks. He may believe that is the actual force there that landed. Well, that was moving through the area, but we'll see. Indeed, clench your cheeks. Okay. Yeah, probably the first Dutch. I don't think we've dealt with any of the Dutch actually yet, so that's good to know. Ooh, torpedo misses then, okay. Now I'm gonna have to stick fairly close to the actual coastline over here. I mean, ideally we need shallow oceans for us to have a chance against the submarines. But we'll see here. Right, air phase operations in the AM. Yeah, we're done with Dutch planes. That's true. Right, we'd supposedly detected a lot of Allied ship movement there. Okay, yeah, we're definitely spotting Allied ships over here then. Yep, there we go. Coast Farmer, that's a really interesting name there. So it looks like we're in a good position here. Ideally, we do spot other ships in the area. I want to know where those light cruisers are. Right, we do see an Allied ship there moving out. We see more submarines over there. Oh, wow, yeah, we are seeing 4 submarines in the area. 5 submarines in the area. Is that 6, 7? Wow, okay. That's a lot of submarines there. 3 Allied ships are supposedly down that one. But we have made it through here, it seems. Jesus, that is a lot of submarines. It looks like we have bypassed them, so that's very good there. Allied reconnaissance, here we go with the airstrikes. Looks like the weather's actually turning bad there. 9 G3M2s unable to strike. Okay, so the Oscars do sweep over Changsha, but we don't find anything as of yet, so ideally it's undefended from the air. Ideally the rest of those G3M2s from Naval can actually fly this turn. The weather, yeah, always quite an issue. Another 4 there, so still no targets. And here comes in the Sallies, very good there. Escorted by 27 K-27s. Here we go. So we'll be able to see really the effectiveness, but this is going to be something of a surprise for him. He's been seeing these Sallies over here by Wenkao. I don't think he's going to be aware of our actual fighter strength in China. Oh, wow. So that's actually a very good result there. 95 casualties. Now, these are only casualties and obviously disabled, but this is good. Because those who can keep up the bombardment, but obviously keep up the bombing runs as well, so ideally we'll be able to turn these disabled squads into destroyed squads. But this is all like inflicting damage upon his forces, fatigue, disruption, all of it is very good there to inflict upon the enemy. Indeed, only disabled, but still a good result. We don't see any P-35s rise challenges this turn, so that's very good. Supply dump has been hit, that's very nice. Okay, so we are hitting the runway. I'm trying to take out his aircraft there, then we'll go ahead and start bombing the actual ground forces. Okay, 16 Sallies go in here unescorted. Probably not what I would want there. I might have to go with a single squadron of bombers each time, really, just to ensure security. But we're still looking there, so that's another 36 inflicted. Very good. It does look like we have bypassed. Okay, so we have some fighters, some bombers here from the Minikitabatai. Oh, hello there. That looks like a rather large... Very nice. Yeah, look at all this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there's an AVP over here, the Bellatrix. Now that, I think is an aviation tender. I'm not entirely sure what AVPs are. I'm sure they're aviation tenders. We're looking pretty good there. It looks like we did manage to bypass the majority of his submarines, so if we keep on trucking, I suppose you could say. Right, air operations PM. Okay, I'm hoping that we'll see something from the Banzai here. Indeed, Predator versus Alien. Alien versus Predator. Come on, Banzai. You can see ships out there. Come on, get a strike going. It might be the weather in the area, perhaps. Looks like just transports here at the moment. Reportedly, we are hitting them. And we do have the G3M2s as well. Ideally, they'll be able to score some hits. Yeah, we've definitely spotted them. How about you hit them now? We may get another strike of the ABP. We'll ideally get that. Okay, airstrikes. Come on. Yeah, but they're not exactly much of a threat. I mean, it looks like an AVP, you know, and a cargo ship does so, I'm not exactly expecting it to be able to challenge, like, 4 battleships, you know? Not to mention the heavy cruisers, like cruisers or destroyers. Okay, so we are being approached. Okay, so we have one XTRG here. He does make it through. Ooh, we get lucky there. But we are aware now of aircraft there. Right, here we go. Another chance here to hit the AVP, it looks like. Oh, right, okay, so we hit her again, but it good there. I mean, that's a nice target. It's something that he didn't expect to lose, so that's very good for us. It's announced that our presence in the Dutch East Indies quite explosively, you could say. Deck penetration, via casualties there. Another bomb there. Oof, and that's another bomb there. Okay. Looks like she's been detached from the AVP there. I don't imagine she'll be able to survive that. Oh, I haven't heard anything sinking, but I can't imagine she's going to live through that. Right, here we go. So we have our airstrike. Come on, guys. 15 valves. We have the Admiral Halstead. Okay, so it looks as if we have been actually kind of damaged with our aircraft here. So I don't believe we've hit her before, but here we go. Now, the interesting thing is I want to figure out... there's Coast Farmer. Yeah, it looks like we have been inflicting damage from our aircraft, so that's really good news. What I want to know is where the hell these light cruisers went. We completely lost them, and I have no idea where they are. The thing is, we did see a report of a AP, so I wonder where that might have gone. It might still be in the port there. She's gone down. I think we may have a port strike against Port Moresby as well, so ideally. Maybe the cruisers, I don't know where they are, to be honest. Okay, so Admiral Halstead goes down there. Coast Farmer, 5 bomb hits, heavy fires, heavy damage. I don't imagine she's going to make it out there. Let's see. Yeah, ideally we'll see a port strike. We did oh, okay, doesn't look like we're going to see that, unfortunately. We did have them set to primary. Something's just sank there, so I'm going to assume that was a ship in the Dutch East Indies. Yes, we did have them set to primarily naval strike, but they do have secondary mission of port strike, so we'll see what's in the area, actually. Yeah, more than likely. We have put ourselves between his only means of escape. And here we go, we have the bombardment at Changsha. It looks like his forces are still trying to catch up on us, so that's good news. Okay. Now, ideally, our bombardment will be that much more effective. We have put a lot more reconnaissance over Changsha. I'm hoping that will be a telling result as we go forward here. But even so, I think we've had a very good turn so far. Ideally, we will have success at Noumea. And with the success at Noumea, ideally, it will effectively bring about Operation No as a success. We do have Port Moresby to move on to, but that technically wasn't part of Operation No. Excuse me, sorry. She was very much like an additional target. But it has gone well, and I can't see why it won't go well. We have the actual convoy arriving soon, potentially within 2 days now at Raphael. I think THG is going to be upset at the failure of his Wolfpack. I mean, we were very lucky to get by there. It could have gone drastically wrong, but we're very lucky. Oh, okay, so I actually do lose 7 guns now. That's actually really rather a reversal, isn't it? 539. Something's changed here. At least it seems like it. It may be potentially fatigue or just luck, but that's actually not a bad result for him there. Rather surprising. Rather surprising. And here we have the shock attack at Numare. Okay, the 8th Tank Regiment, the 144th is in good shape, the 4th is in decent shape. The Naval Guard units aren't as strong as they once were, the Mortar and Field Artillery Regiments looking pretty good as always, but the 8th Tank Regiment has theoretically not taken any losses. So I'm hoping that will actually be true. Let's hope for the best here. Port Moresby could be a part of Operation Tulip. Indeed it could be. Come on, guys. Japanese shock attack. Field artillery opening up there, suppressing the other units. Doing some really good damage there as well, which is excellent. The 4th did attack there, taking fairly heavy. I'm hoping that we will have success here. Right, 8th Tank Regiment attacking, the 4th Australian taking a lot of losses there, but come on, guys, we need this. I'm hoping that we will crack them. The 4th looks like it might break here. We've still got quite a decent amount of AV left. So to the 144th, the bombardment. Come on. It's looking good, though. It is looking good. 5th Mortar Battalion bombarding. 17th bombarding. I think the 144th may have already attacked, but we'll see. 236, 97. But we don't take it. But we have reduced it to 0 here. So we do suffer 785 casualties there, 11 destroyed, 102 disabled, so quite heavy losses there really. But the fact is we do still have the means to take this. Whew. Close there. I think one more attack will break it. It is costing us, but it will be worthwhile. We have to take it. But 11 destroyed there, so we might have something in the region about 200 disabled so far, but 22 destroyed, 23 disabled there. He's running out of men now. We can see there's only the 4th Brigade that is still there. But the fact is no fortifications, preparation there. We can see that we received an advantage there to shock, so we might potentially go for another deliberate attack. We can see here it's just a matter of time now. It is just a matter of time. You say that destroyer, but so you say that biplane, but it's literally one more day. He's not going to make it past a week, and he'll know that. The fortifications are now 0. I mean, this was just barely above what he needed. So we had 2-to-1 odds there, so very close. Okay, so our adjusted value there is 236, but we're still looking very pretty. We'll see what the results are, but it's not going to be long before the base flag gives out a new mayor, and New Caledonia will be completely Japanese. I'm prepared to take the losses. I don't know what that means, J Street, but okay. Just obviously don't give me any details of what THG is doing. Okay, bombardment of Wenko. Okay, that's are we like having duds or are our guns explode? I'm really quite confused on that one, but okay. There we go. Still overall very good turn. Numea will effectively fall tomorrow. I can't see it lasting another day. We'll take a look at the actual strength of our forces, but the fact is, it's like, we have to break him. We have to, and we will break him. He's very much going to be the absolute breaking point now. And of course our losses are increasing, but disabled are losses that we can recover in the future. And we'll see what the table equipment is looking like, but we should be okay there. Okay, so overall very interesting turn there. Yeah, check your fatigue level and bombarded units maybe, perhaps. We'll take a look at that. But overall very good turn there. I was hoping for the fall of Numea, but it is going to happen. It has lasted longer than we thought. Well, then again, we did expect a week, didn't we? So that's fine. Okay. That's fine by me. Right, additional forces arriving there. Obviously, those would be the reconnaissance, I do believe. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a look then down here. Yeah, we're still looking very good here. The 4th Infantry Regiment is taking a bit of a beating. I think the issue is it's like they lack as much in the way of planning there. We can see the 144th is doing significantly better with that planning bonus. Okay, that's fine. Right. Yeah, we're looking pretty decent. Disruption is increasing for certain units. How is the 8th Tank Regiment doing? Okay, so we haven't lost any. It looks like some of these are just not, well, potentially going under maintenance, perhaps, something of that nature. Okay. Aoba and Kinagusa's status. I can't remember actually at the moment. Okay, so let's take a look then. So we still have 258 assault value. Let's see. See, this is the thing with the actual situation here by plane. It's like, to what end does it actually matter how long they take to fall? It's going to be within a week. And we'll have the island of New Caledonia. He inflicts losses upon the Imperial Japanese Army and the Imperial Japanese Navy. But the reality of the situation is, once New Caledonia falls, what is he going to be able to do to retake it? It's not going to be anytime soon. And the question then becomes, well, what has he lost, along with the garrison? Because we will have victory here. We will have total victory on New Caledonia. And with that, that gives us access. Now, unfortunately, okay, so it looks like Amagiri will arrive tomorrow. She has been supposedly spotted, but that might be like a radio intercept there. Okay, it looks like your return to go refuel, actually. Yeah, that's not surprising. Okay. Within a week seems pessimistic from your perspective. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's like he might last another day. The thing is, we might go for a deliberate attack tomorrow. I mean, I could probably go for a shock attack, but I think I'll probably go for a deliberate attack. I don't know, we'll decide on that one. Shock attacks are very tiring, but we'll see about that. Okay, so one destroying minesweeper is on its way. This other destroying minesweeper has an infantry squad, 2 infantry squads aboard, so that's all I need there. But thank you for those of you who are watching here on the replay. I hope to see you in the streams until next time. Thank you and goodbye there, replay guys. Do remember to subscribe. Right, there we go. We got rid of the casuals. Now we can get into the serious business. I like the small underdog has been a thing. Wouldn't Japan be the underdog here? We are kind of fighting everybody and my grandmother. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do see another 2 ships down here, but the good news is we have bypassed his forces. He's aware of the Mini-Kitabatai. He's aware of, obviously, this landed force as well. We did have them merge with this escort over here, so he's not going to be able to do much against that. I've got to gain here to secure bases. Okay, so there's not that many. Now, I still I might have them pulled back. We'll see. It might be worthwhile just to get them there. We'll see about that. Right, so I've unloaded all that there. How are we doing on the supply situation? Not exactly fantastic, obviously, because supply is there. I think I might just have to risk it to get in there. Otherwise, we're going to find it significantly harder as the level of moonlight increases continuously as well. Wow, it takes a very long time to march there. Do we have enough escorts for the Mini-Kitabatai to protect against the submarines? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 destroyers in there. What I could do is actually peel off some destroyers over here from here, because there's plenty of destroyers in here, and have them escort the Mini-Kitabatai. Beware of submarines. Maybe once you take the base, set up some ASW task forces. It might be potentially worthwhile to set up an ASW task force right now, though the issue is, I mean, these are 2 very nice ships, the Shanghai Maroon and the Yokoshima Maroon. It may be worthwhile just trying to pull out of the area now. It looks like we will move through this area. So if we take a look here then, okay, so we can move there. That is deep ocean, which isn't exactly our best friend. But we've got to move. We can't be static. So we'll see what happens there. Just have a little bit of detection there, obviously detection there. I suppose this is it. He's got a lot of his submarines over here in the Dutch East Indies, though I can't really say why. I can understand what he's going for, but in reality, would those submarines not have been better off elsewhere? Yeah, so it looks like he's been moving in supplies in here. Okay. We did see some ships around here. I don't particularly mind. As far as it goes, as far as I'm concerned about Bataan, we'll be able to reduce it over time anyway. You'll have plenty of supply there. Status of the army, build up outside Singers. It's going to be pretty much the same as per usual. It's up to 2,077 AV at the moment. We do obviously have the additional engineers arriving now, which is very good. We do have additional forces that have arrived, such as the infantry regiment here, the 112th. Yeah, new forces have arrived, but it's nothing like spectacular, really. There we go. Combat mode. Sort by type. Additional AA has arrived over here at Johor as well, which is very good. It means that basically we'll be able to defend ourselves with a decent amount of AA support here, which is good. Obviously, it allows our forces to rest without really much in the way of worry. Yep, additional engineers arrived, independent engineer regiments. That's what I want to see. Those guys will be moving over after. I'm going to have them on combat now, actually, so that they're able to repair the base. At least aid and repair the base. Whenever samurai come to spot the Ashigaru. Oh dear. Well, he did airstrike here not too long ago, but it wasn't exactly spectacular. It's more so just for the future, really. I do have those AA elements in Malaya, so I might as well put them to some use here. It would make sense for him potentially to use air power here. But we'll see. Okay, so we have the entirety of the 124th Battalion together at last. Bear in mind that these guys were the guys that a lot of them were sunk over here in the Mersing disaster. A lot of them fought over here at Mersing for a long time. Very long time. But soon they'll be able to reunite as a complete battalion. Which would be good, it'd be good to have them. They've gone through hell. 150, oh sorry, the 55th. I do need to get the other regiment is on New Mayor, actually. Well, he's at New Mayor, which is quite some distance away. Can you look at the ship losses? Yep, sure, we'll go ahead and take a look. Yep. We do have the 48th Division on its way. I'm going to have the 21st Division on its way as well. The 38th Division will be moved there as well. All in all, I'm looking to have about 6 divisions to assault Singapore. Which, I don't know, it might be somewhat overkill to a degree, but it is going to be worthwhile to have that overkill. Because if we can take the city very quickly, then it will be worthwhile. Speaking of which, I do need to have those divisions that are being sent to Malaya to start planning. Okay, we'll take a look at the ships sunk then. So, last turn. Now, supposedly it's only shown to be Admiral Halstead. I sincerely doubt that. But even she wasn't too bad there. I mean, 6 victory points ain't exactly loads, but that's not a bad ship there. That's not a bad ship. It's got good endurance. It's about a medium ship, isn't it? I imagine that we did sink more than that. We did see a large ship over here. I don't know. I think she might have gone down. There's an AVP and potentially something else there. We need to move on here. Gotta keep moving. Potentially so. I don't know about attacking Singapore before the end of January. I'm not in too much of a rush, really. I'm going to wait for the divisions to arrive over here, and then we can get things set up. I'm going to be ideally able to run air attacks. Yeah, we've got a lot of support over here. Airfield and port completely repaired, which is excellent. Supplies looking fantastic. Okay, yeah, I can hold on to a lot of supply here. I'm going to have to get more supply into Malaya, really. I do have the 48th convoy coming in here, which is going to be great. That's going to bring a couple thousand tons of supply. It might have been something like 20,000 tons, something ridiculous. Oh, no, never mind. It's only 3,000. Sorry, 4,144. Sorry, 3,000. Sorry, oh, goddammit. 4,374. Will you put a combat air patrol of the invasion force in the Dutch East Indies? Yep, it should have a combat air patrol, so I'm unsure why only 1 plane responded. We'll double check that one anyway. Well, you have just under another week to hit Singers before the end of the month. Yeah, I can potentially get a 4th division down there. But I don't know about that. Okay. So, I've got 136 aviation support over here. I've got a level 4 airfield, which is excellent. Okay. We'll go ahead and take a look at the Kipitai. Yeah, the AVP is probably one of those. Interestingly enough, I'm not spotting anything here, which is really bizarre. Yeah, my naval search ain't exactly cracking here at the moment, is it? That's really rather disappointing. Yep, he has complete sight over me. That's really disappointing that we... Okay. It must be... It must be the weather over the area. But that is disappointing. I was hoping for a little bit more information there. The good news is I could potentially leave the area and head into the Solomon Sea and still get some strikes against Port Moresby, more than likely. But that is disappointing. The oil is still alive, which is good, very good. Only 160 fuel dispatched. Okay. I do have an escort over here as well. I think what I'm going to do here then is disband the Oilers. He's far, far too valuable. And what I'll do then is I'll put up a ASW task force, the Destroyer, and the Escort, if she can do it. Again, no ASW over there at Rabar, but it looks like they might have moved on. I'm not entirely sure about that one. There we go. So overall, good turn. We were hoping for better, but then again, it's one of these things, isn't it? Hopes and reality are very different things, aren't they? I did see reports of allied ships moving in this area, so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that. It might have been misidentified ships, but it's still very interesting to take a look at nonetheless. Right, so you've undocked. There might be, if I could dock the Oiler, that'd be excellent. That'd solve my issues. He could try to raid to Largi, which he could do. But we'll go ahead and double check that. There's some large ships already in here, so I do need to protect them. Okay. Replacement. No, you're just too big to dock there, so that's fine. Keep as safe as we can do. Right, you're headed into there, I-171 there. Okay. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to have you set for let's say... we'll say around about near Brisbane, somewhere around that area. Avoid Tulagi, really. Right, okay, so it looks like we're about 2 days out from Naval. Submarines are moving into the area. Torres Strait is covered here. But yeah, that's unfortunate. It looks like we didn't pick very much up there. Hello there, Paul. We're on turn 49. Very quick turnover. Still not identifying any ships over here. You'll return to replenish. I don't know about that. You've got enough to stay on station, so I'm going to have that. I think we might have had a... well, then again, actually saying that. No. Okay. I'll allow you to return then. It looks like we have a very fine line. Ideally, it'll go well enough. Ideally. I'll set a patrol zone around Auckland then. We'll spend maybe another day over here then, but I would like to pick up on some sort of activity in the area before I do leave. Amigiri should arrive there tomorrow. I think I overestimated her progress, but she'll be arriving soon enough. The other destroyer, Minesweeper. She's about 2 days out. The other one will be setting out as well, so she's about 2-3 days out. Right, stop loading. Get your asses out there. Undock. There we go. Retirement is allowed. Once you do unload, you need to get the hell out. There we go. Worst case scenario, he thinks you are going to New Zealand, and he thinks those are stepping stones to get there. I mean, this is it, really. For him, that's the worst case scenario. I don't know how much of a garrison New Zealand would actually have here. Okay. Not seeing anything this way. As far as it goes, I'm not spotting that much. I'm not seeing anything over here, so that is rather suspect. We can see he has detected the Suzoyazai. Suzoyazai? Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce that one. Sure about there. You might arrive, it's either tomorrow or the day after. Probably the day after. Right, aircraft are over here at Suva. I like that 4K reference. Okay. Well, our cruiser has made it out from Wake, which is excellent. And she's carrying on board... yeah. A good few hundred men. 277 men. Right. Mizuho is heading home. You're heading to Wake to take additional supply. Akagi Maru is kind of the infantry from Midway. Though the 24th Infantry Regiment, I think, is down at Rabal. Yeah, it's down at Rabal. Probably better off just heading for Rabal, really. The Aoba. Okay, we'll take a look for the Aoba. She's probably with a mini Kitabatai. Oh, she's actually here. Yeah, okay, so she's with Mutsu. Okay. That's rather amusing. Literally right under my nose there. Okay. Oh dear. Yeah, so we've got Mutsu back at port now. So that's good news. Hayate. Yeah, okay. I-20. You're heading to Rabal. I could have destroyed his meter about halfway. I'm a little bit disappointed about this, but we did strike on 2 ships, but there are more ships in the area. We know there's ships over here still then in port. We'll go ahead and take a look at our signal intelligence then. So, Tacoma, Suva, Anchorage, Kaiyang, Klonkuri, and Anchorage. Oh, Carnarvon as well. Yeah, I mean, this is it. I don't have a bloody clue where those light cruisers went. Really, they must have gone into a port somewhere. He must be having them hunkered down at the moment, because I really can't figure out where they've gone. Surprising as well, because we've covered a lot of ocean there. Well, this is it. He now knows that the full strength of the Kitabatai is there, so I think it might be potentially time for us to retire to truck as we discussed. Which is fine by me. We don't want to get too greedy, I suppose. We are aware of this. It would be significantly easier for me to head straight off now. It would be sooner. It could be quite worthwhile as well, because it's like if he does lose sight of us over here, he may assume that further Australian raids are coming, when in fact we might be heading back here. But the Coral Sea Kitabatai versus the entire Ascend CV force. Yeah, I doubt it's going to happen. Ideally it never happens. Ideally it never happens. Okay, I'm really not seeing that much. Were people just blind during this turn? Because I'm really not getting too much here. Okay. Enemy units, task forces. Yeah, shitloads of subs. I mean, as far as it goes on carrier combat, you guys know my position. It's one of these things of, we either have a perfect strike, or I'd rather no strike at all, really. Yeah, another submarine over here at Cooktown. Though something to bear in mind is, as we do drive the carriers on into the Banda Sea. Speaking of which, we'll take a look at the actual combat air patrol, because it was rather light. Right, okay. We'll up the numbers. Fatigue's fairly high there, but we are in a dangerous area, so I can't exactly hold off. I'll have 10% rest, though saying that... Fatigue's not exactly perfect. Well, we do have float planes from the mini Kitabatai on ASW actually, so we do have some elements there of protection. Ultimately, our protection is going to be obviously destroyers and just moving out of the area. We can move faster than he can, theoretically, so we're going to really go for that. Okay. You sure you want to push the Kitabatai through that small gap in the Dutch East Indies? As far as it goes, there's really not much in the way of choice. I think our choices might end up becoming that we push through into this area here. We do have to strike home to take Kandari and Mikasa, otherwise our strike really will have been worthless. Submarines are dangerous, don't get me wrong, but the thing is, it's like we can't be rebuffed by the smallest amount of resistance, really. We have to follow through with the plan. We have to follow through with it. I mean, this is it. The mini Kitabatai, I mean, there's a lot of destroyers in this area. We do have submarine chasers. What I might do is leave behind some submarine chasers, potentially patrol boats, just in this area to potentially draw off his actual forces here. We'll sort out the combat patrol over the Minikapatai, Kidapatai, and we should be alright there. I think we'll be golden. Not the best results over here from the bombardments, which is really quite surprising. It looks like he's still moving into this actual hex. Is he not aware of my unit here? Strange. Whoops. God, no. Yeah, he still has control of that roadway. That's irritating. Okay, the 104th is moving. Oh, right, so it looks like they might have regained that previous movement? That's good. Is that going to be your Operation M? Well, the Dutch East Indies operation is named by Roach, and we have gone for Operation Tulip. Which is actually rather ironic. I quite like how sassy it is, to be honest. Okay. It's weird, I don't really have... I mean, usually we have a lot spotted, and that usually gives me a lot to go off, but for once I'm the one who's not really in the know, which is not particularly nice. Not particularly nice. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do here then is send off the replay. Is it 10:49? Sorry, is it... Yeah, it must be, yeah, it's 10:49, isn't it? I'm sure it's 10:49. I think that was just an old one there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fire off the replay to THG then. I don't think we'll get it back in a day, but who knows. I don't think there's a whole lot for us to go through at the moment. It's one of those weird situations, isn't it? Like, where we're actually quite, what's the word, cognizant? I can't remember the bloody word now. Aware of the situation. I can't bloody remember the word. And we'll take a look at that shortly. I'm just going to go ahead and send over the replay. We need to set up naval strikes around Patan. Yep, that would be ideal. Okay. Alrighty. As far as it goes for Bataan, it's like, obviously, it is an irritation, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's going to be the lack of supplies that's going to see Bataan fall. I think it's going to, in fact, be the men that break before the supply situation breaks, to be honest. Oh dear. Okay, we'll go ahead and take a look at our losses then, as War is asked to take a look. Okay, so we are reducing his victory. So it was previously a major, now it's a minor. How you doing there, kangaroos? Good to have you as always, man. I will take a look at the aircraft losses then. So Flak shot down 2 of our Ki-15s. I'm going to say probably over Changsha. Perhaps. 2 Salazar lost there, which is interesting. We do lose a Mavis, a D3A1, a A6M2, and an A5M4. All to operational losses. I think the weather must be rather severe lately. Which is surprising, isn't it, considering the fact that we did see a forecast of clear weather. Okay. I'm really running out of things to go over here. It's really weird. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is all shallow ocean, actually. Well, actually, you are patrolling very shallow ocean, so you're actually not doing a bad job there. We do have 3 patrol boats. I've just got to go for it, really. I'm going to get some supply there, otherwise we are going to falter. I could potentially use aircraft to move supply there. And this is a difficult one. I suppose it's always going to be difficult because he has a lot of bases in this area. Well, there's not a wherever new mail landed force. Obviously, that's going to be moving into Port Rabaul soon. I think we'll continue. I don't know about a shock attack, maybe a shock... I'm going to say probably not a shock attack, some of this disruption is not too good. I could probably go with a deliberate attack, but it'll be interesting. I think we were rather unlucky then with a shock attack, but I think it is a question of time. I think it is literally going to be. Whether it takes 4 days, whether it takes 5 days, that's fine. It would have been great had they cracked on the first attempt, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm leaning towards deliberate. We'll stew on that one a little bit longer, but I'm going to be leaning towards deliberate for the time being. I hope that the shock attack would have gone better, but this is it really. Okay. I've not got that much to go on here. It's weird. Really weird. We'll take a look at the operational report over here then. Okay. Would he bring reinforcements? I mean, if he was to bring reinforcements to New Maya, I mean... it'd be interesting. I can't say it would be advisable for him to do that. Not to mention the fact that we do have G3 M2s armed with torpedoes over the area now. So in theory, we could potentially destroy his forces there if we tried to land them. Well, land them. Okay, we'll take a look. What's the plan once you take the Dutch East Indies and New Guinea? We'll go through this and then we'll touch on that one. Okay, so a few well, I mean, this is it. To be fair, they made it through with all those submarines in the area, so it's one of these, isn't it? At least we're aware of submarines. When you're aware of submarines, they are not anywhere near as dangerous. Also, when will the battle in the Philippines end? Probably a month or 2, maybe 3 months from now, to be honest. Yeah, we'll take a look at the artillery shortly. The only thing he could really throw that could throw us back at this point is carrier force showdown. Well, this is it, but even carriers, I mean, they are dangerous, but they're not going to be able to actually defeat land-based forces. I think his garrison's too beat up now. How well simulated is anti-air? Well, the Americans do have pretty good AA. I mean, as far as it goes for, like, being simulated, it's like, obviously, different caliber of AA, different types of AA weaponry do have different ranges and effectiveness. So I suppose it's... I don't know, I suppose it's simulated to a decent degree. It's not really abstracted as such. I'm not entirely sure, really. I suppose it's done relatively well. It's done adequately, I suppose you could say. It's one of these things of, well, what do you have to compare it to, really? Okay. I see you've arrived at Luganville, it seems. Or you're still right, obviously. I think you might have been the sub without endurance there. So yeah, you can see over here, then Coast Farmer reported hit. Coast Farmer, AK. Right. Yeah, so you can see the Jakes here running the ASW. Doing a good job. The Petes there were damaged by flak, unfortunately. But they're still doing a decent job. The AVP there's reported hit. 3 allied ships near truck. I'm going to assume those are submarines moving at 14 knots. It might not be true, but it's one of these, isn't it? If we don't have anything, we can't really do too much. Allied reconnaissance 94131 near Port Moresby, near Comac, medium bomber. Interesting. Right, so an accident over here then. Well, we had a lot of accidents this time. Empire L cargo class reported hit. Cooktown hit. Yeah, so we were beating them up beforehand, actually. He's running reconnaissance out of a Clark. He's running reconnaissance over Johor Bahru as well. Okay, we're moving over the base force to Raval. Base force being moved over there to Bihoro. Ayoba is converted to F1M2P, so I'll have to double check that one. Delayed planes from the aircraft pool, another 3 A6720 show up. Okay. What ships do you want to keep as museum ships once they become outdated after our glorious victory over the Western Imperialists? Let's be honest, I don't think we could afford to have museum ships. I think we'd have to press them into service of our own navy. Are we talking about USN ships or are we talking about our own ships? Okay. This is disappointing. I've really not got that much to go on at the moment. I don't particularly like that. I think I will have a G3M2's, I don't know, it's one of these, isn't it? It might be worthwhile. I could probably do with having some H6K4s over there Raval, actually, but we'll see about that. Beggars can't be choosers, really. Supply situation does need to improve, but it's okay. Sustainable for now. Right, RO66. Shockingly not detecting anything as of yet. Right, okay, so you've undocked there. Okay, what I'm going to do then... You're going to return to truck. We'll set up a continuous supply supply to Raval, really. So when do we get our sweet torpedo cruisers? We've already got the Kitakami and the, was it the Oi? Is it Oi? I can't remember. They're based at Pescadores at the moment. Yeah. Got a little bit of major damage there. Okay. You don't really have much to do at the moment. So in fact, let's take a look then. What do we have here of worth at Samar? Ah, Second Fleet Headquarters, okay. We'll continue to load that up. Yep, accept. And move to Hong Kong. Retirement is allowed. And there we go. So I've got Second Fleet and Third Fleet Headquarters over here. The independent engineers, to be honest, I should move elsewhere. I suppose they're the only engineers that are working on that. Yeah. How you doing, Ben 80? No, I didn't suspect it either. I didn't suspect it yesterday, and yeah, this is it. Surprises both, hasn't he? Okay, I mean, overall, I don't think it's going to be a long time. I don't think there's a lot, really, that we've got going on here that's, like, groundbreaking as such. We have a tanker moving to the north end. You chose wisely, Van 80. You chose wisely. Okay. From these areas. These might be additional patrols that have arrived in the area. I'm not entirely sure why they are not given orders otherwise. No, Mayor unfortunately did stand once again. The shock attack was not successful, but we have taken them down to the level 1 fortifications. We're debating as to whether to go for another shock attack, though the 4th Infantry Regiment isn't looking too hot, so I think I'm probably going to go for I'll go for a deliberate attack. Why not do it? I mean, the issue is it's like the men are starting to gain a lot of disruption and fatigue. It depends. It's like, I think we could manage it. The issue is I think I probably could manage it with a deliberate attack on its own now as well. I don't mind another 2 days of battle if it means we take ideally less losses. I was hoping that the shock attack would have been more effective than it actually turned out to be. It turned out to be rather sad, actually, to be fair. We don't really have very good luck with shock attacks. So I think we'll go with one more deliberate. And then we'll see what the results of the deliberate attack is, and then if it doesn't succeed in the 4th attempt, then we'll rest a day or 2 and then continue. I don't think it'll have that much in the way of power. I sincerely doubt there's 10,000 troops. I think the issue... Well, actually, I suppose we do have a good detection over here, so that's strange. Yeah, okay. He's taken a lot of casualties. We've taken casualties as well. I think we just continue. I think the thing is now, we know what he has here. It's only really the 4th Australian Brigade that's holding out. These other units have more or less cracked. So it might be a case we continue. I'm going to continue with one more to deliberate attack. I think perhaps the shock attack was a mistake. I don't know. I've got to be really more careful with shock attacks. I think it's one of these things of where when we think we could win with a shock attack, probably might be worthwhile to go with one more deliberate attack just to make sure. I don't know. It's one of these things, isn't it? It could have gone great. We still have 258 assault values. We're still looking pretty good there. As far as it goes, men's lives are fairly cheap for Japan as such. We've got to do things quickly. There's a possibility to potentially bring in bombers down there, but I don't think that'd be an effective use. Fatigue ain't so bad. Shark attack. How you doing there, Medical Gus? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Yeah. Magnificently. I like that. Ah, God, I just don't have that much information to go on at the moment, and that's really irritating. Oh dear. Okay. That's good to hear, my friend. Glad you're doing well. I think taking a look at the fuel situation, we are approaching the limits of our operations here, really. So I think we will retire from the Coral Sea at long last, and we will make our way back towards Truck. I think it's about time now. I'm not too keen on moving on that area there. I'd rather move a longer way around. Yeah. go home, refit, and hit the Californian coast. I mean, if only. We're a couple days out from Truk, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and retire back to Truk. The good news is we'll probably still be in range of any ships in this area. We might find something out this way. I'm going to have them move... I don't want to have them move through that area. I feel like our reconnaissance isn't being very on the ball at the moment. I'm going to avoid these islands entirely. He knows where the Kitapatagi is, so it is reasonable to expect that he is going to set some sort of trap with submarines. So I'm not exactly eager for that. How's Lugan's new aircraft looking? They're looking pretty good. They do have a little bit of fatigue, as it does cost them to fly out of the way here. But the good news is they're able to use torpedoes, so we do actually have additional naval search in this area. So, should he move something, we'll know about it more than likely, which is very good. It's very handy for us. Amagiri has been detected, though it might only be a radio interception. I suppose it's going to be one of those questions as to what will he make of it, really? What will he make of it? Because it's not the most obvious thing what we're doing here. He may... I don't know, it's going to be very interesting. He may not know what to make of it. I doubt he would assume it being a fast transport, so we'll see about that. How you doing there, Resonance? And well, if he brings in CVs, they might just be making a sad Prince of Wales noise soon enough. Well, this is it, yeah. I don't know, it's one of these things. Is he going to bring carriers to the Coral Sea? I really doubt it. I think it's a load of hot air, really. I just can't see it happening. I just really can't see it happening. It's one of these things, like, imagine how we're feeling right now without having that much way of information, but I just can't see him doing it. It's just not a bad thing. Maybe name the term Blink. Yeah, you like that one, don't you, Roach? Yeah, we'll go for that one just to honour you by Roach. Well, this is it. He is detecting them. Well, he knows where both... Well, he knows where all the carriers are at the moment, so that's something to take into consideration, actually. If he genuinely thinks you aren't going to New Zealand, he sees Kitaputai moving out of the area. He might. Yeah, he might potentially assume that. He doesn't know what our logistical situation is. And he has to assume the fact that I am still moving out here. That I have got the logistics to do it. But ultimately, we will be heading back for Truk. It's about time. When you start taking the islands. Indeed. As far as we go, we do still have an effective force out here. The port is still expanding. It's taken a long time to get there. Very bloody long time. We have 88 engineers and 2 vehicles. Could do with many, many more. I'm going to have to set up another supply shipment down here to the south in the near future. Severe storms over target. In all fairness, I should really get the AMC out of here. There's really no reason why she is here. Congo Maru AMC. Oh, so she's a Kyushu, it seems. Right, the 56 forces moving. They're making good progress. I'm trying to think of what I could do with an AOZ, really. She doesn't have an aircraft. Oh no, she does have aircraft capacity, but she doesn't have an aircraft. Well, that's not too bad, then. What I could do then is I could actually bring her within range of Truk and then have an aircraft fly aboard. And we'll go like that. At least then I can pick up some float planes. It might be potentially worthwhile to head out and use them as they really should be used to a degree. But we'll see. Okay. So I think as far as we go over here then, what I am going to do then is attach a couple destroyers. How many do we have in terms of ships here? So 21 ships, so I'm going to attach 4 additional destroyers. Yeah, the submarine chase is very good actually. The Fubuki is very good. It doesn't leave too much in the way of destroyers there, but I think the carriers are more viable, really. I think I'll detach these submarine chasers, actually. They are slowing us down to a degree. Though, it's one of these, isn't it? I guess we'll keep them with us for the time being. I could have them follow up, but the question is that going to slow us down? I don't think they have much in the way of fuel. It might. I think what I'll do then is I'll have them retire out of the area. They can try and distract these submarines on the way out. I'll have them head back to Bab al-Dawab. I don't think they even have the range for it. Yeah, they don't. I don't want to slow the pace of advance by fueling them, so we'll let them be what they'll be. Could potentially have them head there, but we're not able to as we don't have the base yet. So we'll have them head back. Ideally, that is going to draw his submarines out, so that could be worthwhile. If they take forever to get back, that's okay. I'll just repair them when they do get back. I just don't think I can afford to wait here. We've got to make it into the Banda Sea. It is going to be difficult, but I think it has to be done. Where we are now is in a difficult position. Once we do make it out to these more open waters, I do have potential to escape. And the beauty is, the hell? There we go. Yeah. I mean, once we do make it here, what I may have to do then is move through this area and back out, but we'll see. The submarines are a problem, but we'll be able to find ways around them. We'll have to find ways. Larry and Curly. Yeah, indeed. I'm going to have to take the risk over here. It's not that many men to potentially lose. We do have 2 ships here. I'm probably going to have to fly supplies in, perhaps. I think what I'll do here, then, is I could have these aircraft actually run ASW flights over here, which actually would be potentially fairly handy. What's the range here? 15. I should have had them running over here. That's okay. I think it's a little bit too late now. It's one of these things sometimes you do forget about the potential abilities that you do have. I could run them at maximum, but I don't know how effective that'd be. Considering they're 15 out, I don't think we'd have the range there with the ASW flights. I could still run the naval attack, so I think we will go for the naval attack. You should send some AKs or other ships to meet the sub-chasers so they don't take too much damage. That'd be a good idea. We'll do that in just a moment. So we'll get these flights set up. Okay. I think we have a general coverage of the area. Even if they aren't able to attack as such, at least they'll be able to fly naval search as well. So ideally that will help us. It looks as though he expects us to land over here at this base. Now, I mean, that is obviously potential for the future, but I'd say it's not worth it right now. The issue is we don't really have much in the way of reconnaissance, but ideally those aircraft from Babaldawar will help to give us a bit of an edge there. We've landed forces over here, so that's all that matters. And the good news is now, even though... And this is it, I don't know what sort of defences he has. It's probably a base force. He does only have 2 guns, so it's not too bad. Granted, I've got 6 guns, so I'm not one to talk here at the moment. We'll hold on there. So 61,000 troops there. Now, the situation's actually looking pretty good there at Nanning. I could potentially make a bid for Nanning. I think we'll go for that. There's only 13 guns. I think we have 16. I might be able to manage that. I'm going to have this other mixed brigade leave Hanoi. Does Hanoi have a garrison? It does have a garrison. I should be able to find other men from elsewhere for that, but I'll have them set for Nanning there. Fortress over here. Okay, you're still not repaired. Okay. So what we're going to do then is we are going to set up one of these K-27 squadrons to be the new Ki-43 squadron. But what I need to do here first then, so we have the 38th, which is making its way back down. These elements of the Southern Army are going to be planning, well, are going to be moved alongside them as well, so it's going to be good. We'll have some pretty heavy artillery, and the heavy artillery would be very welcomed. Very much welcomed at Singapore, really. Not tremendous amounts of planning there. But hey, it's better than nothing. Yeah, these forces... I suppose we'll try and take them to Changsha. The other ones anyway. Although actually, Henyang is probably more realistic for where they'll end up anyway. There we go. Rather poor bombardment results there, really. Ah, there we go. So we have the armoured cars already in position, which is excellent. Now, I don't know whether it'll know about that, but obviously it's a sign of forces coming anyway. Yeah, they're on the move. I mean, over in this force here then, we have a brigade and a division, number of army headquarters, a number of artillery units and engineers. Soon they'll be within range of Changsha to start to influence the battle here. Yeah, it looks like this outer regiment was disorganized. Nonetheless, we'll continue. I think it was just a poor result over here. Yeah, we did start it in ground force, so did we actually cause anything with ground... So is it Changsha? I suppose this is it, really. I mean, the casualties that we didn't cause out, so at least we made up for by hitting him from the air. Yeah, thunderstorms all over. Severe storms. Did I actually have a bombing run over here at Wenkao? I don't think I did. Did I? I honestly can't remember. It's like last night and today's. It's like blurring. It's blurring into goddamn one. Yeah, it sucks about Numaya. Unfortunate there. I'm gonna go with another deliberate attack just in case. I think it's one of these things of, well, we have to just try. One more day. And this is it. I mean, to be fair, the table equipment of the men are fairly okay. So, we do have him on the ropes. There really is only one turnout. Well, event that will happen here at Numaya. There's only one way things can go, and that is in our favour. I could potentially use the G3M2s to help out there, but the thing is, we know he has AA. So it's one of those of, is it worthwhile? That, and it would obviously announce the arrival of G3M2s into the area. And I really don't want to give that away too quickly. Additional submarines moving down to the area. Yeah, I mean, this is it, isn't it? Put a bunch of flying boats there. I mean, this is it. I'm hoping that he might become somewhat brave. And if we take a look over here then, so 15 hexes is about there. Once I do get a aerial headquarters set up here, a Air Force headquarters, at Rabaul and then potentially one or two Largi, then I'd have to increase the size of the airfields at Largi. And we'd have the ability to just really isolate the Coral Sea away from him. At least on that side. Now, thankfully, there's a lot of... I mean, major damage could be potentially repaired. But yeah, a lot of that system damage I can actually repair. We'll be able to bring our ships back into order, really. We're looking at 31 days for Nagato. I bring the other ships up to readiness. If they can't be repaired here, they'll be moved elsewhere. Cacao was looking about 36 days. But if I get Nagato ready in about 31 days, that's good. It takes a lot of that out of there, then. A lot of tonnage out of there. Okay. So I'm going to set the G3M2s to random. I really don't like the fact that I don't have much information in this area. Issues I'm using them with bombs, aren't I? I think for this short time, I will push them to their maximum. The reason being, I want to understand what's going on in the area. Our range could potentially reach Horn Island, so we'll see what happens here. Ideally, we do have range enough to actually hit him in the area. We do have the base force being transferred over here, which is excellent. So as you can see, managed to move just a couple of them. Actually, not too bad, actually. About 150 odd men there. 9 guns as well. 25mm AA guns. Some SLF, some engineers. An extra engineer there's alright. Naval support support. Aviation support as well, which is nice. I mean, as you can see here, we're only one off the actual limit that we need here. Well, number that we need. Enough support. One short. One short. We're flying in additional naval base. Well, sorry, we're flying in additional base forces, so we'll have that number more than likely tomorrow, really. Which is pretty good. Should be fine for me, really. To be honest, I'm thinking it's going to be a quick turn. It is one of those of where we already have things going off, mostly. The strategy is mostly formulated. It's just adjusting to things on the fly, really. Okay. Yeah. If like, god damn it, stop sending it back. Okay. So once they do move a little bit further out, what I'll do then is I'll send just a small transport, just something that isn't worth very much. You'll do. Though I do have some patrol boats over here, so what I'll do is actually send and a larger ship there. Yeah, I know, right. Expect turn 50 this weekend. Oh dear. Right, we'll move them out there. Link them with the actual sub-chasers coming out. When Cebu being taken? I mean, the thing is, it's like, I did want to take Mindanao, but we have changed our priorities. As far as it goes, we are waiting for our forces to recover over here. And Cebu is a bit of a pain, but it's no massive issue as such. Fatigue and disruption. When it comes to the Philippines, we'll take it in time. I'm more focused on the Dutch East Indies at the moment. The battle for the Philippines is already really won. As far as it goes, it's just a series of clean-up operations, to be honest. Yeah, basically the advantage you need to clean up. And we've got more pressing matters to deal with than dealing with like Cebu or one of these other islands. Once this is done, I mean, I do have forces I can move about. We'll get on with that once we're able to. Since you're hitting Celebes now, what if you send another landed force past deeper into the Dutch East Indies? If you could get decent airfield, then that could cause some trouble to ship in there. Are we talking about maybe down here, like potentially like Denpasar or someone else? It depends, really. Mikasa should be fairly good. It's a nice large port, which is good news, so once we do take it, we'll actually have it pretty quick. I mean, Kendari's awesome. Size 4 airfield. Let's take a look at the actual sea state here. It's a lot of deep ocean. Okay. So next time we should be about this area. Yeah, those thunderstorms helped him there. Yeah, that base is quite nice. God damn the Dutch and having a lot of nice bases. Okay, what I'm going to do here then is actually set up the combat air patrols. Indeed. Okay, so while we're in the area then, I'm going to increase the amount of... well, then again, we don't have that many aircraft. So if there's no naval attack, go for a port attack. Increase the amount there. So I'll set all fighters on this sort of setting, and then we'll go from there. The good news is I actually do have torpedoes here. I'll set 20% of them on naval surge. Okay, we are in a dangerous area, so we are gonna... Right, okay, well... Seems that we do have torpedoes, but not enough torpedoes. We'll have them set there, so if they don't have enough... They may still have some that have torpedoes, but I'm unsure about that. If you do have some torpedoes, so we'll see about that. I'm going to have the Claudes run 80% combat air patrol, 20% rest. What altitude did that bombing raid? Well, sort of that bomber strike coming out. Sure, go ahead and ask a question. Status on the CVs being built. Well, we should have Shoho tomorrow. Should be nice. Obviously, that gives another CVL there. Taiho, I don't know, should be a while. What are you going to do with the mini-Kitapatai? If you did a thrust towards Java or around there? Well, we'll go over that one just shortly. I've just plotted their path. I'm just sorting out the combat air patrol, and then we'll go ahead and talk about that. Ah, there we go. So they came in at about 19,000 feet. That's actually really... Oh no, about 15,000 feet there. That's interesting. Okay, so we'll fly 15,000 feet. Right, there we go. Yeah, they'll have some British CVs, but the thing is, he still can't challenge 2 CVLs and 2 CVEs. He just doesn't have that air power as of yet. Okay. We do have a lot of AA here. Well, it looks like it. I mean, it's one of these things, it's hard to have a lot of AA as a Japanese. We have a decent amount of AA for the Japanese, I'll put it like that then, really. Okay. Those 2 destroyers then are quite low on fuel. I'm going to have them return as well. They can make it home, which is good. So we'll have them on ASW as they move out of the area. And potentially might have been worthwhile to fuel up at Banzai, but I don't think we expected this much in the way of submarines. Really having to move as quickly. So we'll have to take note of that. We'll have fuel and then we'll bring them back into the area. But if it drives off enemy submarines or at least confuses them, that's fine by me. We do have additional destroyers moving in here to join up. So at the moment we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. which is still a decent enough force. I mean, ideally we don't take any losses, but we'll see. We have to take risk. Wow, that's really bad. Okay, get rid of everybody in here. We're doing this properly. Right, there we go. So we now have good pilots. Okay, yeah, this seems to be a common problem. I don't think he'll... We'll just have to make do with him. He's a pain in the arse, but we'll get rid of him shortly. Son of a bitch. There we go. Right, there we go. So we'll have much better pilots now. Pilot training program's gone along nice. It's going to take a long time, really, for the results to be completely evident. But it is going. It's going along. Okay, I can live with that. Not too bad, but we want better pilots in here. Best of the best, really. Son of a bitch. Aha, your ass is mine there. Got you. Yeah, an 8 is really good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's too many pilots there. Shit, send them back to group. God damn it. How many is that? 10. Okay, that'll do. But to be honest, I could probably do with actually sending back 2 more. How many aircrafts do we have? Only 8. Okay, send back 2. Damn, I fucked up on that one. Okay, I'll bring in 1 more pilot. Well, at least he's familiar with the layout, isn't he? Yeah, fuck that one up there. Okay, at least we have 8 pilots that can fly, that's okay. Believe I've done you? Have I done you? Did we do you? Don't know, did you? Did we do you? I don't think we did Ryujo. I'll double check anyway. Oh yeah, Ace has got you. You know what? We've not checked that for a long time, have we? Right, there we go. Some nice pilots in here, actually. I'm probably gonna have maybe one of them sent to like the national training, actually, so that's not too bad. 2 81 experienced pilots is pretty damn good, actually. Actually, to be fair... Right, we'll go to reserve and then I'm gonna have them held onto that, actually. Okay, to the reserve. Right, okay. Oh, we'll do the, yes, we still have Kamihiro as our only ace. I think we need to put him in the squadron and then have him released. I can't remember how you bloody have them sent to training command now. Wee bit irritating. Ah, here we go. Right, transfer to training command. Yes. And yes, okay. So, we do have a good number of decent pilots in here. I think basically anybody who makes it to about 80 odd experience will be shifted into this pool. The good news is that'll help us out in the future. We need to like really look after our very elite pilots. They're going to be the ones to train the new generation of Imperial Japanese pilots. But I suppose in the worst case scenario, or situation, where it's a scenario, Jesus Christ, I just made a new word there. But yeah, as far as it goes, it's like if we need them, at least we could potentially call upon them, but that's okay. We'll go into the training command. Yeah, 4 Imperial Japanese Army, 3 Imperial Japanese Navy. At least you guys can see how to actually fiddle with the pilots. Yeah, it'd be nice to have more. Okay, I'll drop 10. Well, about 13 actually. There we go. Right, there we go. So we've actually gone through, for the most part, all the pilots here. So if we sort by experience, you can see here that we're looking pretty good there. I get rid of the float planes. Yeah, actually no, Zuyaho probably... Oh no, that's morale, isn't it? Okay, yeah. Also, do you have any squadrons full of crappy old aircraft in the home islands on training? For the most part, anything that really isn't flying is probably already on training, to be fair, in Japan. Right, I feel a lot more confident about that now. We have increased our combat air patrol. We do have a lot of naval search here as well, so ideally we'll be aware what's going on. The thing is, he's not going to have anything that can charge us on the surface. So we are looking pretty golden there. I think we have to advance into this area. I mean, what we're going to be doing here then is the mini Kitapatai is going to be moving into this area over here. I'm going to be then looking towards just, yeah, I just need to keep moving. I really can't allow ourselves to be caught up here. I'm going to try and distract him by sending those submarine chases and those destroyers back. They're going to join up with the mini Kitapatai. We have a very good escort over here, nonetheless. They're going to be heading for Kandari. I mean, the thing is, if we go south of Java, it does put us in a difficult situation there, because then we're going to be out in the open sea, which is all well and good, but then that does actually give him the potential to use the Royal Navy. And I'm not interested in that. It's a very bold move moving into the Dutch East Indies like this. I think we might have to just make our way back through here. It's either back through there, the shortest path, or what we might do then is move from the Banda Sea into the Arafura Sea, and all the way around here, but even then that is quite a move there. We'll see about that. I think the Kitapatai absolutely has to head north now. I think we have to. Because he knows exactly where all the carriers are, so we need to move. The Dutch Navy is actually better. Well, you got to bear in mind, obviously, well, then again. I suppose the Dutch out here, I mean, this is it, isn't it? It's 1941, so the war's been ongoing for quite some time now. I suppose the Dutch that are here, I can imagine they've been undergoing some training. Oh dear. Right, so at least that is sorted out over there. I mean, that as it might be. I mean, that as it might be with the British. I don't want to take that chance, really. Right, you'll be heading to Japan soon enough. Oh, this is where I was picking up the tankers and etc. I'm going to take additional supply down to... we can take a look at the tracker. Only friend at this point is like a CV with nothing but biplane torpedo bombers with no torpedoes. And a CV with even worse non-biplane torpedo bombers and some armor. Oh dear. Right. I think we are nearing the end of the stream here. I think it very much is... it's weird, isn't it? It's like things are progressing, and that's the odd thing. I suppose the longest parts of streams usually just getting backed up to speed with things as such, but I think we're alright here so far. So yeah, as far as it's concerned, in my opinion, I think the best move now is to move the Kidbatai back to truck as soon as we possibly can, to be honest. I think he'll probably get bold. I think he'll probably feel it's about time for the USN carriers to make themselves known. But even so, we have inflicted damage as we wanted here, which is quite nice. How close do your sub-chasers get to their bases before they run out of fuel? Ooh, we'll have a quick look at that one. Right, I need to figure out where the supply is going. I'm going to have it... let's see, what's the supply situation here? That's pretty good. Actually pretty good, to be fair. Actually pretty good. I'll have them make the route down here then. Make the journey down there. Okay. We'll take a look at the sub-chasers anyway. Right, so the sub-chasers, okay. They might be about here. Try and have them link up there. Still, I mean, I understand the point there, but I don't gain anything by moving into the Java Sea. I'm just going to delay myself even further. And the thing is, it's like, what? We could move around there, but I don't really want to do that. I genuinely do not want to venture into this area as of yet. I want to have positions in the Dutch East Indies to actually have aerial reconnaissance first and foremost. Otherwise, we have no idea. We haven't seen the USN carriers. It's not to say that the USN carriers couldn't be on the other side of the Dutch East Indies by now. It depends. It really does depend. Like, maybe he's done that. Maybe. Yeah, Christmas Isle would be nice at some point, but we have got to bear in mind, like, we don't know where the USN carriers are, so we have got to be... We've got to bear that in mind. We have got to bear that in mind. Okay. Yeah, take everything would be nice. Ah, good, you arrived. So you're heading to Nagasaki. Right, I believe these are for bookies, aren't they? Yep. Have them then disband. In fact, I'll have you move up the river to Canton, actually. Then disband when you arrive. And we could use them to help transport the 38th Division. Yeah, Fubuki's and she's going to be good. I mean, she'll upgrade and she'll have superior depth charges, which is what we want. Right, plenty of destroy minesweepers there. So the 48th Division will arrive. Ooh, 2-3 days, something like that. Probably 2 days. Additional patrol boats making their way down there. No idea what's going on with this guy. Oh, he's right, okay, never mind, I know what's going on. Well, I'll have you switch over to ASW. At least then if we could actually have some presence in that area, it might be nice. Okay, they're making a decent speed back. Yeah, that's a lot of supply there. That's why I was picking up with 25k. These two destroyers can actually head down over this way. I'm going to need additional assets in that area. So as it goes, these guys are going to have them disband. We don't need them out at sea yet. Gonna have another submarine launch into this area. Though we might have to bear in mind having some submarines over this way could be a good idea. Hard to say, really. It genuinely is. Have you head down towards Surviving, I suppose? Still not detecting submarines around here, so it definitely leads me to believe that he is sending a lot for the Kitapatai. These are very nice destroyers. Okay, they're on the way. There can be 65th Brigade there. Yeah, I was wondering where that was, actually. Been slowed down by them, but they're making their way down there. Right, what I'm going to do is get ready to move the aerial headquarters. I'm not entirely sure how much I need. But it might not be a bad idea just to have it spread out to a degree. We're going to begin to move the 11th Air Fleet. What are you on about there, Joe? You're like, what? Oh dear. Shit, that Fubuki needs to go elsewhere. Ayoba can lead with Nagara and Tatsuta. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding, my man. Okay. So we're going to have a potentially decent change. Well, turnaround. I might have you... Actually, that's... Actually, to be fair, I can't have unescorted. How you doing there, monkey? Good to have you as always, my man. Do I gain much if I... Well, I don't want to have her go out unescorted. Okay. So we're looking at about then... a few turns until the additional... Yeah, until the 5th Air Division arrives over there at Truck. We're going to go ahead and move out the Air HQ from Truck to Rabal. So once I have that at Rabal, I'll be able to use torpedoes. I mean, once we have Rabal, I'll then move it to Port Moresby, perhaps, actually. Oh, you're at work? Good to have you on board, man. I think we are feeling very close to the actual end here. There's not too terribly much for us to do. I'm going to be busy this weekend to a degree, so I'd like to get the turn finished tonight, to be fair. We're going to have the Kiribatai head back for Truck. That should be quite good there. Yeah, we've decided on taking the Hobbits to Isengard, as Roach did ask for that one. Right, you've stopped there, you've undocked, you're gonna get moving. And ideally this will take him by somewhat surprise. He's not aware of this. We did lose contact with that ship over this way. Well, those ships over that way, I should say. Yeah, ideally we'll take roll. Ideally. I was going to patrol up and down the coast, actually. Monkey made me do it. I know, Monkey. It seems like every time you suggest a shock attack, it always goes badly. No, but it went terribly badly. I think we'll go with one more deliberate attack. I'm going to put it down to one more deliberate attack, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll have about 2-3 days of rest, potentially. But we'll probably keep the field artillery just bombarding. I think ultimately the base will fall. It's just a matter of time now. But we have removed all fortifications, so I think we will manage it. I think we should be pretty good there. We maybe, we might have, I don't know, it's one of those, it could have been potentially in our favour there, but it seems like we were just unable to. But I've still got the numbers. Still got the numbers. 4,000 frontline troops, 8,772 second line. We've still got the vehicles as well. The 8th Tank Regiment must be causing a lot of issues for him, really. So that's good news. I can't imagine he's going to have many fighting men left. A lot of them have been disabled as well. So I think it's going to be something of a bloodbath towards the end, but at the end of the day, once Noumea is ours, then we'll see what remains of the spoils. I mean, ideally, any light industry would be very handy. It would be quite nice. We'll start looking towards actually getting that fuel back to Japan in the near future, actually. Yokosuka's over there. Okay. So we'll be able to move our aircraft down to Johor Bahru this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and move out the A6M20s. Oh, looks like I lost one there. That's a bloody shame. Hmm. Seems to be quite a trip, apparently. So would I suppose, is it, do I want to go with 2 sweep missions? I suppose we could go for like 2 high-level sweep missions at like 25,000 feet each, really. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking maybe about a long-range combat air patrol, but I think it's probably not going to be as good, is it, really? I think we'll hold off with these guys. We'll sweep... Christ, that's a lot of fighters there. I think what we'll do then is we'll sweep over Singapore. I'll go for about 25,000 feet. We'll sweep one day, rest a day, sweep a day, rest a day. And we'll go for something like that until we take some of these numbers down. And then I think what we'll do then is start introducing bombers into the mix. Yeah, some poor pilots in here. Land a squadron down there. Okay, there we go. Tojo's good at higher altitudes. They're more boom and zoom than dogfighters. See, I'll be using the Tojos for the escort, but I'm not going to be using them for the sweep. The thing is, they're just not in high enough numbers. They just don't have the quantity to really go for the sweeps. We're going to be sending about 80-odd zeros here against Singapore's defences, so we have to bear in mind I'm going to need numbers. The beauty is I'm going to really save on operational losses here due to the fact that we are so very close. We're only 40 miles away. If that. So that's excellent. So I'm going to sweep at 25,000 feet. Yeah, okay. Now that number should increase now. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we'll probably run out of ammunition, but the thing is we do have very good pilots, we have very good aircraft, and we have a lot of them. So ideally that will be good for us. It's going to be an interesting one to see as well what sort of combat air patrol he'll have over Singapore. I suppose, well, yeah, I think this is the best move. We'll sweep, rest, sweep, rest. We could even potentially mix it up to a degree, but probably better to have, like, a rest. But what we'll do then is, we'll see what response we gain. It's one of these things, isn't it? Like, how much of a combat air patrol is he going to have over Singapore? Because we're going to be going in with all of them at once, so it's going to be a very difficult thing for him. He doesn't have bombers here. I'm going to assume that the bombers are around here somewhere. They might have been even redeployed elsewhere, but we'll see about that. Okay. Yeah, the Clan McNaughton over there. She did take another... So she's taken about 8 bomb hits in total then. I don't imagine she's going to be lasting that much longer. Right, we're not far away from our destination now. Move those tankettes into Changsha. The summer intensive. How you doing there, Brenner? It's good to have you as always. Okay. I'm going to wait until they get into that. I don't want to give them new orders and then cancel out their orders. So we'll have them obviously continue to march. Okay, so these forces have arrived. Yes, the new divisions are available. Set all to march, set all to the same objective. I'll look towards reforming that division in the future, actually. Okay, so we're going to have another couple of divisions making their way down here, which would be awesome. Additional aviation support here is now going to be active, which is brilliant. It's what we need there. Now, as far as it went, yeah, so detection's better over here now. So what I'm going to do then is we're going to stand down 2 of the K-21 squadrons here. Then what I'll do then is we'll have this one make full effort, 12,000 feet. Though I am going to alter the altitude a little bit there just to... though... I'll go for about 13,000 feet this time. No, well, no, we'll stick with 12,000 feet. Right, you're going to sweep again. It may be potentially better just to sweep Changsha. It does depend, really. I'd like to have more fighters over there, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, let's see what we can do about that. I suppose we'll upgrade the 4th Sentai. That works out fine. There we go. I'll change the pilots out before they do fly to China. It's going to be about a week before they're ready. I'm going to say that's probably not a wise idea. It's not exactly bringing me much in the way of fuel in. So I'm going to have them sent into Ominato. What I could do then is actually use them elsewhere. Use that torpedo bow and better destroy elsewhere, but I can actually have those... yeah, auto-disband when you arrive there. I can actually have those tankers just take fuel up to this area over here, or even to elsewhere. But I don't think it's wise having tankers like that moving through the area. We know that there is enemy submarines in the area. That I'm not exactly moving much in the way of oil. It's been nice to move the oil that we did have access to, but probably not a necessity at the moment. So additional divisions making their way down. Yep. So this is it basically. So if we take a look over here then. So at Changsha we have 3,456 AV. Just a little extra there. Another 778 AV. And then over here, obviously bear in mind that we are taking off 2 regiments and a mixed brigade. That's another 2,000 AV. So we'll have something like 5,000, 6,000, maybe 7,000 AV in total once we are finally ready at Changsha. So it's going to be one of these, like, the more reinforcements he does send to Changsha, the better. Because in reality, what's he going to be able to do about it? We'll see what the situation is as well. It looks as if he's continuing to try and chase us down over here, which is interesting. I'm looking forward to when we do have more artillery. The more artillery we have here, the better, really. We have started causing him issues as well, so that's good news. Looks like additional reinforcements coming in over here. Yep, okay. I'm surprised he's not moving over here. I would have been doing that. I'm waiting for the, yeah, I'm going to wait for the engineers to arrive at Wenkao. Once the combat engineers do arrive at Wenkao, we'll go ahead and we'll actually start to begin the deliberate attacks once again, then. Okay, excellent. You can also move to Canton. You'll be able to help transport the 38th Division. I'm going to need a lot of capacity to do that. Oh, they're not in the right position, okay. Right, there we go. I was thinking, really would be worth bringing in. I could bring the actual Rainy Regiment, but I don't want to waste time with that. Not yet, anyway. I'm looking towards securing enough transportation to move the 38th Division. We'll be able to move the 21st, moving the 48th. So if I can get the 38th Division able to be moved out within, let's say, a week, that'd be excellent. Because then it's like we could actually start to have things ready in place about 6 divisions to cross the causeway. Which would be very, very good. I could go with less divisions, but obviously the more divisions I can bring to bear, the better, really. In reality, it does mean that I have a better chance. It means I'm not going to take as many casualties, ideally. At least they'll be more spread out. So we'll go with that, then. Go ahead and merge. Yep, and Ashimi. I'm going to go for additional 2 AVs. I'm going to be waiting until I can actually convert them to AKEs as well, actually, in the future. Maybe even the auxiliary pairs, but I'm going to convert another 2 into aircraft tenders. The reason being I'd like to have far more of them. Now, speaking of aircraft tenders... Okay, in fairness, I might as well move them all out together. I was going to move them independently, but we'll get them out of the area and then we'll separate them. I could do a move in that SLF there. It's really doing me no good, Benepitan. So just make way for Naha in Okinawa, then obviously we'll move out elsewhere. Get those AVs deployed really to the Pacific. Refuel you. At 51,000 tons of repair shipyard would be very, very nice. Very nice. And the good thing is, once Singapore is taken, it will be fairly easy and fairly quick to actually move forces out of there via the actual port. We do have a number of minesweepers that will be moved over to the area to clear it once it is ours. But once it is ours, and obviously then I can clear the minefields. And it does give us the ability to move up the Straits of Malacca. So that's quite nice. I think we'll see what the situation is like. If it needs be, then I'll try to make it towards Makassar. I think Makassar obviously being the airbase that's really going to help control this area. But ideally I could take Kandari as well, so I could have Manadu, Kandari, Makassar. We've got to make it through here. But I don't think I was expecting this. He did have a little bit of a tip-off. As we can see, Bandafati moved all of these submarines to the area. But the good news is, well, how much does he really know about this? What does he really have in the area? And I do think it will be something of a shock for him, because previously we haven't... we haven't really moved that much in the area. So I think this will definitely signal to him that those times have changed. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the tracker. I think for the most part we are done. I don't think there's anything particularly that we've missed. Though actually, quickly do one thing. Set them to low. There we go. I mean, Giri's speed's going to be her biggest defense. But as far as it goes, it's like we don't know what sort of commotion that could cause in the area. He's going to be aware of a destroyer now. Well, he's going to be saying like, oh, one destroyer potentially spotted, something of that nature. The question is going to be, well, does he actually believe that? That's going to be a really interesting thing. Because if he doesn't believe it, it really does give us a lot of opportunities in that area. He might actually overreact. He might, well, this is it. It's going to lead to more evidence for him to think, well, okay, he's seriously moving down into that area. He's seriously going to be looking towards moving on to New Zealand. I've got to prepare now in that area. So we'll see what happens. We'll go ahead and load up the save in the track in just a second. Interesting times, really. Interesting times. There we go. Whenever it's ready to load, that is. Taking its goddamn sweet time today, isn't it? Right, there we go. Going ahead and read the new time. There we go. Technically turn 50. It's only taken us since September. Oh well, at least we're making some good progress today. Right, current time. 241 days till RO100 is completed. It's fine. Fairly static for the most part. Okay, bit of an uptick again. Supply usage obviously continuing there. In fairness, though, we have padded it out to a degree, so you can see really where industrial expansion can really drain all your supplies if you're not careful. Still going about, well, a year, 2 years worth of fuel, something in that sort of region. Probably about a year's worth of fuel to about 2, something in that sort of area. I'm going to say about a year's worth of fuel, probably. Right, Japan. Okay, so Tokyo has 144 days of fuel. It looks like... Right, okay, so it's saying that we have 174 days of fuel there. So, yeah, we'll be able to manage that. We'll have fuel moving into Japan before that time expires. Okay, aerial production, man. So we're up to 120 Oscars now. We are closing in on where we want to be. We're looking for 150 Oscars. Sally's nearly at... and this is it. The issue is with the Sally's, it's just that engine bottleneck. $78 zeros. We have 39 of the pool. Well, probably a little bit less. Actually, no, I think we had about 40 odd, and then we did take 2 out of the reserve. I think we had something like 41 or 42, so that's okay. So yeah, we'll have 39 zeros to put back into the Kitapatai near enough soon. Which is pretty good there. We'll have a couple, yeah, I think we might have near enough zeros to potentially replace the Kitapatai's complement once they do arrive back at truck, which will be fantastic. I think as far as it goes with truck as well, I'll look towards repairing the damage on the Kitapatai. I'll not be able to put them into, I don't know, we might be able to put one carrier. I don't know about shipyard. I think I could go for readiness repair, keep them in ready state. At least I could work on some damage like that, at least they're still ready to move at a moment's notice. But it's one of those, we'll have to see what the situation is once they do arrive there. A lot of things could change in between now and then. I think I'm going to halt the G4M1 potential, well, production for the time being. I want to recover the amount of zeros, sorry, the amount of Sallys. But as far as it goes, what are really more important to me now? I think we'll hold the G4s. I've got enough of that. Well, I've got a few of them in the pool there. Jake production starting to gear up, which is good. We're at 32 a month now. 1.07 per day. $9.2 per day. Good, I've got to keep that going. Yeah, so we'll have a lot of naval search over this area, which is going to be quite nice. At least we'll have a better idea of what's going on. And I'm quite surprised that we didn't discover more, so I don't know. Maybe, was there more of the area? I don't know about that. Potentially not. The G3s didn't do as I hoped, but we do have a lot of overlap in naval search in this area. Hopefully we'll spot us targets. You can see this is the G3M2s in their naval attack search. So you can see our range does extend just past New Caledonia, which is very good. So obviously once I got a base down there with a naval headquarters, sorry, air headquarters, I will be able to extend it much further as well, which is excellent. It'll still be able to move assets around past New Zealand into Australia. But it's one of those, it's going to take them significantly longer. There's a danger to it. And I could look to try and establish raiders in the area to a degree. But we'll have to see about that. It's going to be one of those things. He may choose to entirely ignore this area. But I think what we'll do is ultimately... So at the moment we have a air HQ at the Marshall Islands. I'll have to look to try and establish like an interlocked chain of naval bombers, really. And have some depth to it as well, that should be quite nice. But if I could potentially have an air headquarters at a number of different bases in the area, basically turn it into some sort of a wall there. And that'd be good. I'm going to look towards bringing air search to this area as well. Moving an aircraft down here to Palmyra. As far as you can see, well, see there. You can see obviously the H6K4s from Wake, the ones at Midway. Once we do have some aircraft over here at Paramashiro Jima, we'll be able to cover this area quite effectively then. And obviously over the Illusions as well. So things are really gearing up. We're looking good. Looking good. Okay. So we're going to go for a little bit of attack over here. I am moving the base force over here then to be hollow. Yep, okay. So you've arrived over here then. I'm going to have you unload those resources. They'll transfer down there to Hakodate actually. Are we there yet? Yeah. Yeah, we're nearly at the end. I don't think there's really much here for us to do. Gone over that, we're expanding Jake production. We'll see really how the Jake production goes. Got the base force over here at Bihoro that's been moved over. What I'll do then is, once they're established there, once this transport's unloaded as well, I'll begin to move the aerial headquarters over here to Paramashiro Jima. Or I might move the... I think I'll probably move... I don't know. I think I'll keep the 11th Air Flotilla here at Hokkaido. Or even I might have it moved out elsewhere, it depends really. Obviously I'd like to have the torpedo capabilities to defend this area. But I'll probably have the base force move from the whole road over here to Paramashiro Jima, which would give us a nice effective force there. 86% there, so we are gaining ground. We'll get supplies moved in there shortly. How goes the airbase at Tarawa? Right, 44%. It is taking a phenomenally long amount of time, but it will be done. It will be done. Once I have a level 2 airfield over there, that's going to be excellent. And the Gilbert Isles, I mean, potentially I could build them up. It's not too far from the Marshall Islands after all, actually. I might be better off moving the 24th Air Flotilla to Roindamar. We have a larger airfield there. Yeah, much larger airfield. Really not worth how much, is it? I think what we might do then is have you actually move over here to Quadralane. Or Quadralane. And disband once you arrive there. But I think we'll move the 24th Air Flotilla to Roinama. It's a superior base, really, at the end of the day. I'll have to move some supply over there as well, but I'll have it moved to Roinama. So what's the distance from Roinama to Tarawa? So 14 hexes, okay, so that'd make more sense. So I could then have a air flotilla headquarters established at Tarawa. Then from Tarawa, it is a little bit further out here. I could look towards having something established here, but the thing is, it's like there's not that many islands out here. So I suppose it would be that we'd have to... we'd be probably better off served by, let's see here, rather than going down, going in this direction. So let's see. It's about 14. Yeah, so I'd say have one probably established at Tulagi, perhaps. And then at least we'd be able to have a interlocking series of naval bombers, to be honest. Which should be nice. It'd give me the potential to strike at him whenever he entered into the area. Though, we'd have to shift around our strength. These guys have been on training for a long time. Do I want to redeploy them? I think we will have them redeployed over this area, to be honest. I could use them just to finish off those forces over there. And to be honest, I could just use the actual bombers. Well, the bombs there. Good pilot, for the most part. And as far as it goes, unless I'm willing to commit fighters over there, there's no point actually trying to attempt to raid there. I'm going to be moving that headquarters there to Bangkok in the near future. So for the time being, we'll have them move over here to Clarkfield. I'll be able to deal with the ships in that area at long last. Gained a lot of, well, some experience there for the pilots as well, which is quite nice. But we know he's moving in supply there. That one's quite obvious. I could even potentially use them in the bomber role. But we'll hit the actual ships out in the waters around the Philippines. And then once we do that, there's significantly less to worry about in that area. Yeah, I'm going to send the turnover tonight. I mean, it's one of those things of like, it would be nice to spend more time, but the thing is I'm going to be probably busy this weekend. So, it works better for my schedule if I can get it sent. It's probably either get it sent tonight, or it'll probably be like 2-3 days. Which is a little bit too long, really. Give them some reserves. Oh, thank you very much for that, Pirate Joe. Really appreciate it, my friend. Not much, but still. Also, since I cheated and by extension am not clearly drunk and power being second place, make sure Cargo Rakagi sings Enterprise. Yeah, indeed, right. Thank you very much for that, bro. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll do that infinite. I know we wanted to go through our production, but it's one of these things, it'd be a couple days, so ideally in those couple days we might get a turn back. If we get an idea of what we want to do in the future. So obviously I do make it pre-turn time so we can go over some things as well. Okay, let's see. Of course not torpedoes, that's fine. We'll go for about 10,000 feet then. Make Enterprise suffer an ironic fate. Okay. Something 80. Had a call, somebody forgot their keys. Ah, man. Right, we'll go for about, I'll say about, yeah, we'll go for about 20% then, actually, should be alright. So set all G3M2s there, naval attack. Now, I don't need to run at 18 hexes, we'll run at 15. There we go. It was Enterprise bombs that sunk both Cargo and Akagi, indeed. See, with these forces over here, I could do again some support over to them. We've got plenty of supply. I think what we'll do is get some reserves over here in the future. It's not terribly pressing at the moment, but the thing is, once I did break the Mikagai, it would break the entire island. But we'll see about that. This is a little bit risky, but we'll hope for the best. You've got to make it in there. I think you'll be able to make it in there. Retirement is allowed once you do that. But I need to drop off those additional troops there. That could give us the means to fight. We'll see. I'm going to need additional supply there as well. But at least we do have men ashore, and with men ashore I can actually work with things then. I could potentially look towards bringing airborne in, or... Well, not airborne, but bringing airborne delivered supplies into the area. Right, you'll soon have additional supplies here, which is excellent. So the Kitapatai is pulling out. We sank 2 ships, more than likely. Sank a ship in the Dutch East Indies, so not that many ships, but at least we have been sinking a couple ships in here in the last few days, so that's nice enough. Ideally we'll see things increase in intensity. Once we clear the Philippines area of those PT bears that we died. Indeed. Would it make sense to make a small SLF or other force that just takes over all those really small garrisons and not important islands all over the place? That would look better with Japanese flags, just saying. Yeah, definitely. Well, what we'll do is then we'll start doing that once I clear the area. I've not been too eager on it due to the fact that there are PT boats around here. But we'll clear the PT boats and I'll start moving little units into some of these bases. I'll have to do the costs to figure out if there's anything there. There's a fair garrison at Cebu. I don't know how strong it is. So I'll have to take a regiment there to Cebu, more than likely. Oh, you're in Tokyo, okay. There's a lot of tanks here that I need moving elsewhere. Okay, I'll select you then. Some additional troops ready. Okay. Right, you've been refueled there. I just want to see if that activates that squadron or something. I'll gets the plane moving, really. Well, you're not spotted, so that doesn't bode too well for him there. Page 3 icons. Oh dear. Yeah, it's unfortunate. We don't have that much intelligence to go off in this town, which is really unfortunate. Because I just don't have that much info. It makes it a little bit difficult to really make some decisions as such. So we're going for really, well, from the previous knowledge, really. But I think we are making the right move here. I think at the end of the day, moving the Kitabatai back to truck is going to be good. We might get another strike at any ships in the area as well, so that's always good. But we have to acknowledge that he is aware of where all of the carriers are now, so he will be moving something to deal with this. I'll make sure that the 21st Division's planning for Shanghai, actually. Sorry, not Shanghai, Singapore. Oh, they already are, that's good news. There's a lot of engineers I need to get moving out of here as well, which would be very nice. But as we can see here then, so we've got 197 aviation support, which is excellent. Sorry, no, 239. We do require a lot, but we are doing very well there. I don't know, I might as well move these guys up to Hankow. There's really no reason for them to be here. I might as well have them on some escort. If nothing else, you know what I mean. Oh wow, thank you very much, Van Infinite. Really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you very much. I mean, these donations really do add up. Thank you very much. I'm sure I'll be able to use it to buy more miniatures. Some different books, actually. I have been paying my US Marine Corps. They're getting going. Might be able to finish off a squad tonight, perhaps. We'll see about that. Or at least get them decently finished off. Then I'd have 2 more squads to finish, 2 Shermans perhaps, an M7, and a Jeep perhaps. Poor Pirate Joe. Oh dear. Okay. Right, so we're going 12,000 feet there. Oh, is that how it works with the bits? I have no idea about that. But no, it's all appreciated. I really do appreciate it, my friends. So I think we're pretty much ready to go here. Continue to, well, fortify Xinjiang. I think I'm going to look at some fortifications here, because at the end of the day, I really do feel like eventually he will begin to move these 300,000 troops, or 400,000 troops. I know it'll burn some additional supply, but I think it is worthwhile on that opportunity that he does take that. Well, that potentially does take that. Right. 38 then. They haven't got too far to march. Out of fried food. Indeed. Okay. You're moving the element of the naval headquarters over here. Right, that submarine has arrived back again, which is excellent, so I'll get her sent back out. There we go. That's what I like to see. Okay, so we did have reconnaissance over Balikpapan. Ah. Yeah, notice that we've seen 29 bombers over here. 29 bombers, 10 fighters, 1 auxiliary. So, he might believe that we're headed for Borneo. So that's quite good then. I mean, this is it. The Mikasa Strait is an awful, awful position there to deal with. So we'll see what happens here. Ideally, we can continue to take him by surprise, but that is a interesting move there. He'll obviously be aware of the carriers now, but ideally it'll be too late for him. But we'll see, really. We can see it's already drawn off his power there from Singapore, so ideally we'll be able to make him pay for that. Yeah, so in about a week we'll have those KF-43s transferred to Hankow. Or at least when I do have a sufficient number of them ready, I'll have them transferred over to Hankow. And then at least we'll be able to really just overwhelm him in China. I think we'll have enough in the way of fighters to potentially overwhelm him in China. We have moved in additional fighters. The Sonoyas, once they're ready as well, will be quite good. I mean, I'll have them transferred to probably Hankow as well. I might even have them moved elsewhere, but we'll have them moved shortly once the air is clear of enemy fighters, potentially. Well, really open, but I'll have them move in. At the end of the day, there'll be additional firepower to bring to bear against the enemy. Which would be nice. Yep, additional forces moving up there to escort. I do have some additional fighters there, actually. They're not the greatest things ever, but I think I really do want to have as many escorts as I can over there. Because we are dealing with some very good opponents. So, I mean, how many are we looking at here, then? So that's 104 fighters that are ready. 41 of those are the Ki-43-1Cs. But yeah, so we have nearly half and a half. It's like 50... So it's about 60-40%, like 60% Ki-27s, about 4% roughly 1Cs. But that works. Can I potentially assign a superior commander? Nine political points, yeah, we'll go ahead with that. Actually, saying that, what is his current stats? Okay. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. Slightly better. Ideally help us out. I don't have the best pilots in these Ki-27s, to be honest. Saying that, actually, that's actually some decent pilots. I really don't want them in here. Jesus, there's only 5 of them in the reserve pool. Bloody hell. And this was a training squadron, to be honest. I've released him because I don't want to have a experienced pilot such as that shot down. So what we'll do then is, once the battle for the airspace over here is more or less won, then I'll have him probably sent back into that squadron to train them. And once I have another squadron of Ki for every 1 sees, then I think we'll have a critical mass there. I think we've got a pretty good, massive aircraft here. I mean, 100 and odd fighters is no joke. Even if half of them, or more than half of them, are trash, it's still no joke. It's still a large amount of fighters. I might up the... I think I'll up the altitude to about 15,000 feet. Or maybe we'll go for about 16,000 feet. Just a tad bit higher. But we're going with a 1 squadron here. We went with 3 squadrons originally on the first turn there, because obviously it's unexpected. So we're going to go with a reduced amount of bombers, with an increased amount of escorts, and obviously the sweep again. So ideally we'll be able to catch him out there. And we'll see what happens. I mean, if he doesn't actually respond to it, or he's not able to respond to it, then we'll just keep going with the bombers. And what I could do is actually have 1 squadron bomb, then 2 squadrons rest, and just keep up a rotation like that. And once we're sure, once we actually locate where his fighters are, or at least that we have destroyed them, we could increase the number. I mean, there's 9 over there. I don't know where his fighters are, but we'll see. I'm sure they'll be coming. So yeah, we'll go ahead and just save that there then. And I think we'll call that a successful conclusion. I mean, my god, I didn't think I'd be doing 2 streams. I didn't think I'd be doing, like, finishing 2 turns within 2 days. I mean, Jesus Christ. Over the last 48 hours, I've spent about 6 of that streaming. That's crazy. Okay, double save. Just make sure. So there we go to make Commissar Roach happy. Yeah, we do have the TIE forces making their way to, like, as you can see over here, before the turn does end, you can see that we're making the movement towards these bases over here. So once those bases do fall, and once Singapore has been taken, then obviously I'll have additional forces to send up that way. I could potentially spare maybe 2 divisions, it depends really. We'll run a lot of reconnaissance in the north, figure out what we need. Though, then again, it might be worthwhile to potentially just focus upon the Dutch East Indies, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Okay. So we'll go with that then. So I'd like to say a big thank you here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for send crabs to take Rangoon, indeed. Until next time, thank you for watching and goodbye. If you have enjoyed this, please do go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It does help me out. And if you'd like to help me out further, then please do become a patron today. Definitely helps me and keeps the channel expanding. Goodbye for now, guys. Have a beautiful evening and an even better day. Goodbye for now.